What's up, folks? Trail here, better known as Budget Bill, and today we are going to discuss the 4 ways of how to make money during a market crash or a recession. But first, let's go ahead and roll right into the intro. What's up, folks, and thanks for sticking around. So the last market crash was actually back in 2008 when we had the financial crisis. That was almost 12 years ago. We don't know when the next one is going to be, whether it's going to be tomorrow or whether it's going to be in 3 months or 6 months. We just don't know. But what we do know is that we will have a recession, but no one really knows when that will be either. It certainly looks like we are having one right now in 2020. The market dropped 2,000 points yesterday, and it was the worst stock drop day in history since the 2008 financial crisis. Could this be a warning sign of more things to come? The stock market was actually halted 2 times within a 24-hour period. That's because the market has controls in place that automatically halts the market if we drastically drop 7%. And in that case, the market will be halted for at least 15 minutes. However, to play devil's advocate, the market has only dropped 19.5% from the all-time highs in the S&P 500. And if you were one of those that actually wanted to buy stocks last month and you thought they were too high, well, they're really on sale right now. Who would have thought a freaking virus spreading rampant would cause the world, our economy, and the stock market to freak out? Which in turn has caused a lot of people to start panic selling. Now, one of the good things about this minor pullback is that stocks are becoming more and more on sale. Now, whether that means you need to buy on the dip or add more to your current long positions, we really don't know when the panic selling will actually stop. As we can see here on the Fear and Greed Index, that we are currently at a 4 extreme fear level right now. And this actually has changed over the last 2 to 3 weeks of time span. Prior to this, we were sitting at a level 9 from the extreme greed level. I mean, we have had a tremendous 10 to 12 year bull run, so an extreme pullback was much overdue. Now all we hope is that we are not headed towards a recession, because that would not be good for our economy. People may lose their jobs, suicide rates may go up, and people just don't feel safe during those particular times. It actually hurts the market because people tend to hold on to their money and spend less. So no one would be buying those $1,000 mobile phones that Apple is always presenting to us. Yeah, you Apple, I'm talking to you. But one good thing to do is to look back at the previous recessions and see who actually performed well during those times. For example, Dollar Tree, which is one of my favorite stores, they did really well during the economic downturns in the past, as well as Walmart. That's because people are always looking for good deals and buying more groceries to cook and eat at home. A lot of restaurants actually went out of business during the last recession, so we really don't want to go through one of those times again. Then you also have the healthcare industry. People still getting sick, still needing medical attention. These types of industries don't really change as the market swings happen within our economy. So they actually did pretty well during those previous recession time periods. However, depending on the current 2020 epidemic, they are probably increasing their businesses as more and more people are infected every day by this widespread epidemic that is spreading across various countries. Now, you know what 2020 epidemic I'm talking about. I can't say the name, but I'll put a picture up here, because if I do say the name, the YouTube gods will definitely come after me. Now, considering people will still need their medical meds and still need medical attention, and there will always be people getting sick, the healthcare industry will always be a market that is stable, well supported, and should do well during most recessions and economy declines. So in order to make money during a recession, you need to have plenty of cash or some cash remaining in reserves for times like this. You're probably thinking that the market is down 15 to 20% so far, and we should continue to wait for the market to keep dropping lower before we invest our money and start buying again. You know, most people's intentions are just that, and that they want the absolute bottom price. They want to get it at the very low. As most people are trying to wait and time the market, no one really knows when the selling pressure will actually stop and when the actual bottom is going to be presented to us. If everyone knew, then that would just make it too easy, right? And then those people that tend to sit around and just wait and wait and wait, they end up missing their buying opportunities and get upset because they feel like the price has already gone back too high and they've actually missed the boat. Don't be one of those. Those people never end up owning any stocks. They just wish they would, but they never have the strength to actually pull the trigger. When stocks are high, they wish they would actually come down lower so they can actually buy it, but they never do. Then when stocks are lower, they think that the actual price will continue to go lower, so they sit back and wait, and they never buy it. They're just window shopping. I used to be guilty of that myself. Even Warren Buffett, the greatest stock trader on the planet, even says that people who time the market is a waste of time and hazardous to investment success. He also says it's a mistake to not invest in a great company due to the market worries. And what we have right now, that's exactly what he's talking about. But what I will say is, have some cash saved up. Get your finances in line and make sure you're ready to start buying, especially as we are currently dropping because of the panic selling that is happening in our markets at the time of this video, which is March the 10th, by the way. Also, make sure you move that money over to your brokerage account so it's locked and loaded and ready to add some positions when the time is right. If your money is still sitting in your primary bank or it's in a high interest savings account, you won't have enough time to transfer that money over and buy tomorrow if we drop another 5 to 10%. You're going to miss out on the opportunity if that's your particular goal. So get prepared today and take action. Otherwise, you're just going to miss out on the opportunity, which is typical for most beginners. Now, in my personal opinion, you should continue to add more stocks to your portfolio if the market continues to drop lower. I don't think you will ever be able to catch the absolute bottom, but you can keep adding your favorite stocks as we drop 15%, 20%, and 30% lower. This way, you keep averaging down on your portfolio, so when the market actually does recover, you will have a lower average price and overall an area to start making some actual profits. I mean, that's your main goal, right? My personal opinion is that after this 2020 epidemic is contained and managed and we find some type of cure, the market should rebound and start bouncing back to the previous all-time highs. Now, I am no magician, nor do I have a crystal ball, nor do I have insider knowledge on the market. These are just my personal opinions and should be used as entertainment only. Also, I forgot to mention, when you are determining what stocks or companies to invest in, you want to look at stocks that also pay dividends. For those not familiar, dividends are monthly, quarterly, or annual payouts that the company itself pays you for owning each share of their company's stock. Typically, they pay out a percentage of their current stock price. For example, I own Target stock and they pay out a quarterly dividend of 66 cents per share. So it's a great way to earn some additional income that you can reinvest in your stock portfolio. Be sure you do your research on the company and make sure that the company has successfully been paying out their dividends consistently over a long period of time. Now, switching subjects to discuss my top 4 ways on how to make money during a market crash, we have number 1, which is invest in reliable stocks. Now, for this, you have 2 options. Number 1 is to start buying reliable stocks for the long term. You want to look at good companies that you believe in. If you have some companies that you actually been watching that have taken a beating over the last few weeks, you can expect them to bounce back in the near future, especially after this epidemic is all over. And the other option is to find good paying dividend stocks that pay out additional income throughout the year. These 2 ways will definitely increase your portfolio for the long haul. In addition, my long-term strategy I personally follow is to add more money into my long-term trading account during different intervals, such as when the market drops 10% from the all-time highs, I add more money into my account. Then if the market drops 15%, I add a little more money into my account. Then if it drops 20%, I add some more to my account. And also, if we actually get to this point where we're dropping 30% from the all-time highs, I will really put a lot of money into my account. And with that money, I'm going to purchase more stocks and add to some of the positions that I've already been holding. That way, I'm lowering my average cost. So when we do rebound, I'll really be in the profit section of my portfolio. And this way, you're constantly buying more great stocks. So when the S&P does get back to the all-time highs again, you will be at a great advantage of others that were waiting for that ultimate lower price and they just really never actually pulled the trigger to buy anything. And then we have number 2, which is investing in real estate. In order to do this, you need to make sure that you have a good credit score for number 1. Because if this short-term market pullback continues and we really enter into a full recession where home prices and interest rates will start to drop, you will need a good credit score to actually buy that house or investment property you've always wanted. But if your credit score is not on fleek, then you're going to end up with some crappy interest rate, which would ultimately cut into your cash flow profits that you could be making. So you need to get your things in order so you can be prepared for the future. And then number 3, which is invest in precious metals. Another thing to buy during market recessions is precious metals like gold and silver. They tend to perform well during the market slowdowns. And as a result, the more people buy them, then the demand increases, therefore causing the price to go up as well. I personally don't invest in precious metals, but I'm sure you can research more about this if you are interested. And then we have the 4th thing, which is actually investing in yourself. Actually, you should always be doing this and not just when our economy is doing bad. But of course, some people are laid off during recessions, which leaves a lot of time to actually go back to school or pick up a book and self-teach yourself a new skill set that could actually help you land your next job and hopefully increase your salary more than you had before. So right now, if you are stressed out about the economic crisis that we are currently experiencing and how it's going to affect you and your family, perhaps start paying down some debt and spending less money would be helpful. The more money you can save, the better off you will be if the economy crisis visits your household. And those are my 4 things that could help you make money during a market crash in 2020. I hope these are helpful and that at least gives you some direction or at least where to go do some research so you will be prepared when the next one does hit. Because it's not a matter of if it hits, it's when it hits. Also, if you don't already have a brokerage account, I recommend 2 of them that I personally use myself, which is Robinhood and Webull. If you are interested in either one of these, you can receive 1 free stock when using my referral link for Robinhood. And then if you're interested in Webull, you can actually earn 2 free stocks in which one of those stocks is going to be worth up to $1,400. But no pressure at all using my referral links, but it is free stuff. And y'all know we love free stuff, right? And also, as you set up and prepare a brokerage account for good opportunities, you can earn 1.3% interest on your cash money at Robinhood while it's actually sitting, not being used. And that's called their cash management account. But it's a great way to earn some additional money on the money that you have sitting there waiting for the opportunity to hit. So that's some additional free money you could be earning. As always, if you have any questions, hey, please feel free to ask them down below in the comment section. I respond to each and every comment. In addition, if you enjoyed this type of content, give us a like, as it definitely helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for?
He ain't getting any younger.
Shut up, fool! This is a great time to hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can be notified every time I upload new content. As always, hey, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.